YouTube world. So today I'm back with another video, and today I want to talk about dating in our 20s, or like red flags to be aware of for dating in our 20s. I think dating in our 20s is a bit tricky. So it's supposed to be fun, but you're supposed to be careful, because one wrong move and you'd find yourself in a different situation, or you'd find yourself entangled with guys that you don't want to be associated with. So it's very tricky, because we still want to have fun, but then we still want to know like how to vet these guys so that at least you get engaged with the right candidates, if that makes sense. So today I'll be talking about some red flags, or just like general things to be aware of when you're like engaging with guys, or like when you're dating and stuff like that. So I'll start with number one, which is quality over quantity. For me, I would say like it does not matter the number of people you get engaged with, but the quality of those individuals matter the most than the quantity of them. So I know there are people who just do not care like who they date, why they date them, and whatever. For as long as they are dating, they are happy. But for me, I don't work like that. Like for me, it's quality over quantity. Like I would rather be single than date a stingy guy. Yeah, it's just that straight. So I think in our 20s is the time to be doing that for ourselves. You're also doing yourself privilege. Like you're just like saving yourself so much trouble. You're saving yourself so much mental effort and stress and trauma, bro. I think that's important. Like quality over quantity. This is the most crucial thing. Like I know I myself have been engaged with some guys in the past that, looking at it back right now, I'll be like, ew. Number two, I'd like to talk about like knowing yourself first. So I think with all this thing, it's important that you know yourself and like what you want and like what things you would want in a partner, because I think at a certain age, you just have to be self-aware. Like what do you like, what don't you like, what would you love from a partner, so that it's easier to even like vet the people that approach you, because when you don't know what you want, there is where the problem comes, where you like take everyone, because you just don't know what you want for yourself, So I think knowing yourself is very crucial. So I'll say that's number two. Like you have to know like what are things that are important to you. Let's say if traveling is important to you, dating a person who is not into traveling is kind of like an imbalance. I know there are things that you could like equalize and find like a compromise for both of you, but I think you have to look at yourself and look at the things that truly matters to you, and then you're like, this one I cannot compromise on, this one I can compromise on. Like I know there are people who are religious and there are people who are not religious, so like putting these two in the same spot is like recipe for disaster, if that makes sense. So yeah, you should know yourself, because we are all different and we are very different with like our priorities, the thing that you care about and all of that. So knowing yourself will just help you make the decision, because then you have like the groundwork done. Number three, I'll talk about guys who are too sexy too soon. Like, where are you going? Why are you in a hurry? I just don't like that. I don't like that at all. At all. And I think it's a red flag. Like when a guy is too sexy too soon. At first, I used to look at it as if I said, no, people are different, like behaviors are different. Maybe this is just the way it is. I was just lying to myself. And I know we all do that. Like you lie to yourself so many times just to believe the lies. But I think guys who are too sexy too soon is a red flag. Like this is day 2 of our chatting, and then all you want to know is which pant I'm wearing. Like, are you normal? Number 4, I would like to talk about the fact that we teach people how to treat us. So I think early in a relationship is the good time for you to like set your boundaries, like what can I tolerate and what can I not tolerate. So you just need to be like careful how you're acting within those first few days of dating. But from this point, let me just clarify this, guys. Please take my words with a pinch of salt, because sometimes even I myself embarrass myself, and we live, we learn. That's all I can say. We live, we learn. But yeah. Number 5, I think values are important to also be considered. Like, especially if you know your values as a person, it's important to also date like a person who has the same or similar values, because when you date someone who does not have your values, you kind of like creating that contradictory area where you could just be arguing for like nonsense just because you guys have different opinions on the same thing. In the meanwhile, if you dated someone who had the same values as you would not be having those issues. So I think it's important to like date a guy who has the same or like almost similar values as yourself. Number 6, this is a red flag. Like, beware of guys who flirt with every single girl. Like, bro. So I just think like we somehow sometimes tend to like idolize this kind of guy. Like, oh, you know, I don't know. I think as girls, we just like tell ourselves like a lot of lies sometimes. And we tell ourselves such lies so as to believe the lie that we are told. So I highly think we usually see the red flags, but then we're like, oh no, maybe this is just how it is, you know, yeah. You know, like all the bullshit. We've all been through it. So I don't think there's much talking to be done here. But yeah, I think it's very important to be careful with the guy who flirts with everyone. I mean, it's just not giving. Like, you're supposed to be my man, you know. So yeah, if you're my man, you should flirt with me, not with the community. Next, beware of guys that call you boss lady. Like, why? I'm supposed to be Pambola Nyumba and then you're out here calling me boss lady. Bro, like, who's the breadwinner then? Like, we're not doing this. For me, at least how I see things, the minute a guy starts calling you like this boss lady and stuff, I don't know, he's kind of putting you in a place where you sound like, it sounds like the breadwinner, and I just want to be like a passenger princess. So I don't know how other people see it, but I just don't like guys who like call you independent woman. Like, why? Of all names, like, you could be calling me some sweet names and then you choose to call me boss lady and we're dating. I can say just beware of guys who call you those names, because I think like they're just trying to like, I don't know. They're trying to put you in a position where you're going to be like the financial provider. Unless you want to be the financial provider of your relationship, I would say this is a red flag. Next up, I'll say like how you get them is how you lose them. Like, if you got a guy from a girl, most likely you're going to lose that guy to another girl. Because I think in most cases, when a guy is a cheater, or like when he cheats with a girl, it's not because of the girl. In most cases, it's because it's his behavior to cheat on girls. So he will cheat on the other girl for you, and then he'll cheat on you for the other girl. Does it make sense? So yeah, I'll say how you get them is how you lose them. So just stay safe, ladies. Stay safe. Last but not least, I'll say you should be aware of people who are not interested in helping you. You know, like there's this group of guys, like, let's say you could be dating and then you just like have normal conversations, and then every time you bring up like a certain conversation where you need like assistance or help or guidance or anything, he kind of like slides that in the back. You know, like whenever you bring up the subject that you need assistance or help or anything, to him it's not important. That is a red flag, because it generates, seems like that guy does not care about you. And I think if it's in men's nature to want to be supportive and provided for their partner, but then when such situations are represented to them, he's running away. I don't think he sees you as his girl, which is why it's happening. Let's say you planned on having a date, and then like a few minutes before the date you had like an incident. So like he's calling you to confirm the date, and then you're like, oh, so and so happened. I'm wondering what I can do. Like, you're just trying to figure out your own situation. And then he immediately slides that away, and then he continues the talk about the date. I think that's just like an almost red flag, like, because if somebody cares about you, the minute they know that you're troubled, they should be like wanting to help you. Yeah, I just think, does it make sense? I hope it makes sense, but I think that also matters. So like, we need to be careful on like how they act around us, and like, are they willing to help us on like certain things and stuff? Because I think if you're dating someone and he's not helpful in like any way and form, I don't know why we're doing it. Like, and help can be emotional support as well. Like, it's not just material, but I think you just have to feel like someone is in your life. So thank you guys for watching this video, and see you on the next one. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join our little community. It was nice having you. Ciao, ciao.